Okay, working on the 1800 Oliver. I got these 3 fuel injectors removed today. There's the fittings, fuel line fittings, and it went to the pump right there. All right. Then these are the 3 that I pulled out, and I cleaned them all up nice. Those can be completely disassembled and cleaned up on the inside, and it would greatly improve the performance. But that's a good idea. But you need to run them on a machine to see how you did. But one thing's for sure, you'll definitely improve it even if you do it without a machine. You know, to check what the pressure is and the spray looks like and all that kind of stuff. But there's the intake manifold. I'm getting it cleaned up. It's for the Oldsmobile. For the engine here. But we're not going to unveil it right now. Anyway, it's got a gasket sitting on the intake, and I don't want to pressurize the oil. Don't want to pressurize the oil without the intake on because they have a gasket sitting there. I think I'm going to have to take the gasket off and coat it on both sides with black silicone before I put the intake on. Anyway, it just seems like the way to do it. When I pressurize the oil, then it will, when I turn it with the drill, it will come squirting out of a hole, and then I will put an oil pressure gauge into that hole. And then the general procedure for the next step would be to turn it with the starter and get at least 30 psi oil pressure for 30 seconds. Sounds great, but you're really only supposed to run a starter about 15 seconds, but the plugs will be out on this test when we do that anyway, so that'll make a big difference. And we won't be trying to turn the transmission either. So I guess it will be just fine using that procedure. So that's how we're ending the day. That's really just the first stage of what I'm going to do for the intake. I'll flip it over and do the back side, and back side looks okay, but I'd really like to see that get a lot cleaner. When you're doing an engine like this, you don't even want to get the slightest bit of piece of dirt in there. The fear being it will get into a bearing or between, a piston ring and the piston wall. Anyway, either way, they could be very damaging, and you don't want that to happen. So this is John Rudy with Rudy Racing, signing off.